Yo, shalom, my people. Gonna get into a little topic, man, which a lot of our people do in the summer time. And just coming into this knowledge from a sister over in, I think, the UK, Sister Nadia, proud to be black. The sister put me up on this. And she was talking about carnivals and things of that nature, and is it okay to go to them? So the sister did some research, and sure enough, it's wicked. Believe it or not, that y'all might think, oh, they just dancing and having a good time, but it comes down to being very wicked. So we're going to show y'all a little bit, and then we're going to go into the research which the sister did. I'll let you check it out for yourself. So this is some stuff from a carnival. As you can see, the giant mask. You see, all this stuff is rituals. All rituals. All the women half naked, gyrating, jumping around, dancing on each other. So, this is definitely a wicked act, but we're gonna I know some fellas might be lusting, so we're gonna stop this and get into what we need to get into. Now, this is the carnival, and again, it's the summertime, so a lot of people is participating in the carnival right now. So this is the article. It's called "What is a Carnival?" This is it. It says it is an annual celebration of life found in many countries of the world. And in fact, by learning more about carnivals, we can learn more about ourselves and a lot about accepting and understanding other cultures. Where did the word carnival come from? Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, the followers of the Catholic religion, already, that's a red flag. It said Catholic. Anything that them people do, I don't want no parts of it. Anything they do, I don't want to mess with it. So it says, the Catholic religion in Italy started the tradition of holding a wild costume festival. As you see, they was in wild costumes festival nights before the first day of Lent, because Catholics are not supposed to eat meat during Lent. They call their festivals Carnival, which means to put away the meat. As time passed, carnivals in Italy became quite famous, and in fact the practice spread to France, Spain, and all the Catholic countries in Europe. Then as the French, Spanish, and Portuguese began to take control of the Americas and other parts of the world, they brought them their tradition and celebrating carnivals. The dynamic economic and political history of the Caribbean are indeed the ingredients of festivals, arts as we find them today throughout the African and Caribbean diaspora. Once Columbus had steered his boat through the Caribbean waters, it was only a few hundred years before the slave trade was well established. By the early 19th century, some 6 million slaves had been brought to Caribbean between 1836 and 1917. Indigent workers from Europe, West and Central Africa, Southern China, and India were brought to the Caribbean as laborers. African influences on carnival tradition. Important Caribbean festival arts are the ancient African traditions parading and moving in in circles through villages in costumes and in masks. Circling villages was believed to bring good fortune. Sound kind of like fortune telling and things of that nature that the Most High say we don't mess with. Good fortune to heal problems and chill out angry relatives who had died and passed into the next world. Divination and things of that nature. Carnival traditions also borrow from the African tradition of putting together natural objects such as bones, grasses, beads, shells, and fabrics. Notice that all the carnivals, they got all this stuff that I just spoke of to create a piece of sculpture, a mask or costume, with each object or combination of objects represent a certain idea of spiritual force. This couldn't possibly be from the Most High. He never told you to do any of this stuff in the Word. Spiritual force. Wait a minute, let's keep going. Feathers were frequently used by Africans in their motherland on masks and headdresses as symbols of our ability as humans to rise above problems, pains, heartaches, illness, to travel to another world, to be reborn, to grow spiritually. To be reborn. Ain't that what the Messiah teach? To be reborn is getting baptized, but it don't say nothing about putting feathers on and dancing around and jumping and acting. Today we see feathers used in many, many forms in creating carnival customs. African dance and music tradition transformed the early carnival celebrations in America as African drum, rhythm, large puppet, stick fighters, and stilt dancers began to make their appearance in the carnivals. But, again, notice the costumes and all of that stuff. Now, we're going to get into just a little scripture to show you something. This is Zephaniah 1 and 8. It says, "And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice." Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 7. Zephaniah 1 and 7. "Hold thy peace at the presence of the Lord power, for the day of the Lord is at hand. For the Lord hath prepared a sacrifice. He hath bid his guests, and it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such as are clothed with strange apparel." So everybody that's clothed in this strange apparel will be a part of the sacrifice. This also goes for Halloween and any of this other demonic things that our people are participating in. But you can go back and look a little bit at this, and you can see the man in the stilts. See how wicked it looked off the top. Okay, you got the dude in the stilts. Then you got the sister in the skirt, lifting it up, and it's all black. So, as you can see, this is not a good practice whatsoever. But let's go back to this video for a second, so you can understand. You see, they're all against each other. But with strange apparel, we shall punish them, and the day of the sacrifices. I know they just think we're just having fun. Because I used to go to this stuff at Caravana. It's even worse at Mardi Gras. So, this is where the carnival came from. So I know a lot of people is about to get ready to go and participate in it. But, as you see, the origins of this is completely wicked. And with that, your boy Quab, I'm out. Shalom.